Well, as we continue to reflect on this Freedom Day, the shack dwellers movement last year celebrated 15 years since its formation. A few weeks ago, its president, S'bu Zikode, was awarded the prestigious Per Unger Prize for Human Rights. But the movement will not be celebrating Freedom Day today. In fact, since 2006, Abahlali Basemjondolo have held a ceremony to mourn the loss of the promise of freedom that ushered in a new South Africa. They call it Unfreedom Day, and this year the organization is in Mpumalanga for that gathering. In fact, its president, S'bu Zikode, joins us now from Volksrisk, and he joins us on the line this morning. S'bu, it's great to have you with us. And it's a painful way of commemorating this Freedom Day because, you know, if when you started in 2006, did you think that in 2021 you'd still be doing your commemorations in this way? I'm sure you hope not.
A very good morning to you and to your viewers at home. We are very disappointed that up until today, the shack dwellers and many South Africans in rural areas and in many parts of this country are living in abject poverty. This is very disappointing. We've never imagined that 27 years of our freedom, we will still be living without access to land, access to decent housing, access to fundamental basic services that every human being deserves to have.
Yeah.
It is a slap on our faces.
Yeah, and I mean, S'bu, you know, we've been talking all morning about the fact that government will mark these commemorations with various events taking place around the country. I mean, do you think that government will also address how far we still need to go as it also continues to talk about, you know, unity being at an all-time high in the governing party?
Well, it is very disappointing, of course, that government doesn't seem to be understanding the reality on the ground. They should not be lecturing us about freedom. Freedom is something that we should be feeling from our own humanity. So it is unfair that we are told that we are free. And we do not expect government to be saying anything about the impoverished communities in South Africa, other than, of course, to be dealing with their own internal politics and sectionalism within the ruling party. Today we are mourning freedom, and we are in Mpumalanga to say that under no circumstances shall we allow ourselves to celebrate what we call fake freedom. There's no freedom without access to fundamental human rights that our constitutional democracy had promised in 1994.
And indeed, freedom versus economic freedom. I mean, how do you try to make sense of that in a scenario like ours in South Africa?
Well, I think the message is very clear. Freedom without land in your own country of birth is, of course, a fake freedom. There's no freedom without land, without access to all the economic opportunities that the countries have. I mean, all the wealth and the gains of the countries, if it only serves the interest of the few while millions of people live in such deep poverty. So one cannot really separate the economic rights and, of course, the social rights, because the state has become very violent, and it has actually become enemies to those who are actually standing firm against the abuse of the rights and freedom that was promised in 1994.
S'bu, take us through the event that you will be using to commemorate what you call Unfreedom Day on this Tuesday in Mpumalanga.
Yes, the shack dwellers communities around Mpumalanga province will be meeting at the Perdekope Nkanini informal settlement near Volksrisk in Mpumalanga to mourn what was to be the freedom for them. But at the same time, this is not in any way trying to undermine those who have paid ultimate price for the freedom that everyone talks about. But the second thing we will be doing today is, of course, to celebrate also the freedom that we have created, freedom and democracy that Abahlali has created for ourselves. One of that would be to celebrate the Per Unger Prize, which is a global prize that the Swedish government has recognized Abahlali's work. So we will use this opportunity as well to celebrate, but also to dedicate these prestigious recognition to the shack dwellers movement, who have been very courageous in their firm stand against their abuse of human rights. Today we will be saying courage meets courage, because her anger and the man which the prize is named after was very courageous, but also principled. So today we will be saying courage meets courage, because Abahlali is a courageous organization, but they remain principled.
The president of Abahlali Basemjondolo, S'bu Zikode, joining us there on the line from Mpumalanga. Today's Freedom Day messaging, according to this organization, a painful reminder of how far South Africa is yet to go in achieving true freedom, true economic freedom.